Let us look at how we solve a pair of simultaneous equations. Alright, so we're looking at and we want to specifically look at the method of elimination. Alright, we want to look at using the method of elimination. Now let me put this over here. Let's make up a pair of simultaneous equations. What we really want to do is understand the principle and the workings behind this method. Right? It's not very easy to catch and to understand. Now, here we have, let's say, 2, let's put x in red, 2x plus 3, let's put y in green, equals. Alright, I want my x to be 2 and I want y to be 5. Let's say those are x and y. This would be 2 times x. This would be 2 2's 4 plus 3y, 3 5, 15. 15 and 4 is what? 19. So this would be 19. Okay. So that's our first equation. Let's call this equation 1, EQ1. Let's say we have our second equation, x plus say 2y. 2y equals, what would this be? X is 2, that would be 2 plus 2 times 5, 10. So the answer here would be 12. So that's our second equation. Let us call it equation 2. Alright. So we have our 2 equations here. We want to use the method of elimination. The question though is, what do we mean and why eliminate? Now, eliminate. Why do we need to eliminate? First of all, to eliminate means to get rid of. To get rid of something. Now, we can work with only one equation at a time. Why do we need to? What is it that we need to eliminate? We need to eliminate either x or y. Why is that so? We can work with one equation at a time. If we are working with equation 1, the problem here is that we have one equation in 2 unknowns. Alright? If we're working equation 2, we have one equation in 2 unknowns as well. For example, if we had one equation in 1 unknown, we could say if 3y is equal to 19, then y is 19 over 3. So we know what y is. Problem is we have 2 unknowns. So it's like being given basket to carry water. Difficult task, isn't it? Alright. So we already know what x and y is. We're going to work with these figures. How do we eliminate x or y? We can't just do it like that. We can't just use the eraser and rub out y and say 2x plus 3 is equal to 19. So we can solve for x. We have to do it mathematically and we have to do it the right way. Alright? So what we have to consider, suppose you form a third equation. What you could do is use that third equation, add or subtract to one of these equations, and get rid of x or y. So the next thing we consider is to form a third equation. Alright? Now we form that third equation. If we can get a third equation down here with a 2x, then we could subtract this new equation from equation 1. 2x minus 2x is 0x, so x would be eliminated. Right? That's an example of what we could do. If we could get a third equation, it would be difficult to, well, not really difficult, but we could get a third equation with a 3y. But if we could get a third equation with the same y's, for example, if you have a 6y, but then we could also get a fourth equation also with a 6y. We could say these two 6y's, they subtract and you got 0y. So that's another consideration. So what you could say here is that you can form a third equation, or we could say could form a third or a fourth equation with same x or y. Alright? With the same x or y. We take one x and subtract from the other x, and we get 0x. Equation 1 or 2, these do not have the same x because we have a 2x and a 1x. When you say x here, you know, it really means 1x. So let me put the 1 in front of this x. 2x minus 1x gives you 1x. You did not eliminate x. If you try to subtract equation 1 and 2, you have 3y minus 2y gives you, this would be 1y. Y would still be there. Alright? So basically, if you want to get rid of an x or a y and you say equation 1 minus equation 2, you need to say x minus x, y minus y, number minus number. What would happen? 2x minus 1x is going to be 1x. You still did not get rid of x. Alright, let's continue. Plus 3y minus 2y gives you 1y equals 19 minus 12 is 12. Turn 40, 50 is 7. Is 7. And this is equation 3. The problem is, well, let's not call this equation 3. The problem is you did not eliminate x nor y if you subtract them. So let us try and add equation 1 and 2 to see if we can get rid of x or y. Right? If we can get rid of x or y, add them. 2x plus 1x gives you 3x. We still have our x to deal with. We did not get rid of x. So let's try adding these two. Plus 3y plus 2y gives you 5y. You still have y. No elimination took place. And then you would say 19 plus 12. 19 plus 12 is 19 plus 10 is 29 plus 2 31. Alright. No, I was not able to eliminate x or y in forming a new equation. So the thing is, in forming a new equation, I tried adding or subtracting equation 1 and 2 and it didn't work. I did not eliminate anything. So the next step is think about what you could do to form a new equation. If you could form a new equation with a 2x, then and call this equation 3. Let's call this equation 3. Then you could say equation 1 minus equation 3. 2x minus 2x. You would have 2x minus 2x. And right here you would have a 0x. So x would be eliminated. Now I can't just write down an equation with a 2x. This is a system of equation and it must match with the other equations. So what I need to do is take equation 2 and do something to equation 2 so that I form equation 3. This equation 3 must be balanced with equation 2 as well. Right? I'm not touching equation 1. I have equation 1 exactly how I want it. It's equation 2 that I want to touch. Now, what can I do with equation 2? The thing is, you can multiply an equation by a number, any number you want. Now, let's take equation 2 and say I want to multiply equation 2 by, what would I multiply equation 2 by? By 2, because if I multiply this 1x by 2 I get 2x. So let's say plus I multiply this 2y by 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 times 2y is 4y, equals, I multiply this 12 by 2, 2 12 24, and that is my new equation. Good. So let's see what happens. I want equation 1 minus equation 3. I notice that equation 3 has bigger numbers, so let me change it around and say equation 3 minus equation 1. I could subtract them just the same, but with smaller numbers minus bigger numbers I would have some minus signs, and the minus signs can be confusing and put a little more stress on the brain. So let me use equation 3 minus equation 1 instead of equation 1 minus equation 3. So equation 3 EQ3 minus EQ1. Alright, so it's down here minus up here. So I have this minus that. 2x minus 2x. X minus x. 2x minus 2x. I did that already in putting up a strategy to get rid of x. I already did that. Alright. Then plus the y's now. This y in equation 3 minus the y in equation 1. So I have 4y minus the y in equation 1 is 3y minus 3y So I have the y's here. And what do I get? 4y minus 3y gives me 1y. So it's 0x plus 1y. Alright? Equals. What happens out here? Number minus number now. The number in equation 3 is 24. So I have equals 24 minus, and then the 24 minus the number in equation 1, which is 19, minus 19. So I have this part. What is 24 minus 19? That's 5, right? So I have 5. So now I have a new equation. But guess what? In this new equation, x was eliminated because it's 0x. 0 means none. So x was eliminated. You see that? Y wasn't eliminated. I don't want to eliminate both of them. I couldn't eliminate both of them. Just eliminate one. So now we have one equation in one unknowns. Or one unknown. Because we no longer have to worry about the x. X is gone. So what we have is 1y is equal to 5. Which is the same thing as saying y equals 5. So we see. Oh, I was supposed to write it in green. I want my y's in green. Y equals 5, which comes back up to what we have up here. Alright? So, again, in eliminating, we have to eliminate x or y because we can work with only one equation at a time, and we can't be working with one equation in two unknowns, so we got to eliminate one of the unknowns. In eliminating, we can always form a new equation by adding or subtracting one equation. I didn't put that in. Form a new equation, right, with the same x or y. Yeah, we can add or subtract two. Right, we can add or subtract two equations. We tried adding the two equations. We still had an x. We wanted 0x, but we had a number x. We tried adding or subtracting. We still ended up with a y. If we got 0y, we would have eliminated y, but we still had a number y. So if we add equation 1 or 2 and still have x and y, nothing eliminated, and we subtract equation 1 and 2 and still had a number x and number y, nothing eliminated, what we can do as a strategy is form a third equation and see if we could get that third equation to add or subtract to one of the old equation that we had originally. So if we could get a new equation with a 2x, just take this 2x, the new 2x and the old 2x we had, and subtract them, and we have 0x. Eliminate x. So we did that by keeping the 2x up here, the equation with the 2x as is, and then changing up the other equation to make a new equation with a 2x. And then in doing that, we multiply the other equation, which is equation 2, by a number, so that this number gives us a 2x, and keeping the same number throughout, same number multiplied y's, 2 times 2y, same number multiplied this number, 2 times 12 is 24. Then we take the equation with the original 2x, which is equation 1, and the new equation with the 2x, and subtract them. So we have 2x minus 2x is 0x. Right? Remember, it is equation 3 minus equation 1. Do not come and then say this 2x minus this down here minus the 2x up here, then the 3y up here minus the 4y down here. We have to maintain the pattern. It's the 2x in equation 3 minus the 2x in equation 1. Good. Then the 4y, which is in equation 3 minus the 4y in equation 1. Don't mix them up. Then the number in equation 3 minus the number in equation 1. And we have this. We have got rid of the x. X was eliminated. So now we have 4y minus 3y gives us 1y. 24 minus 19 gives us 5. Alright, good. Let's do one more thing before we finish off this equation. First of all, let's find x. We know that y is 5. So what we have, substitute it in equation 2. We have x plus 4 times, we know that y is 5. 4 by 5. Let's put that there. Equals 12. No, it's not 4. X 2. It's 2. I'm substituting equation 2. Substitute y equal 5 in equation 2. Let me write that down here so that I remember. X plus 2y, but y is 5. So it's 2 times 5 equals what? 12. So remember, this is the equation we're substituting in. Alright? So that's what we're doing. Now, substitute y equal 5 in equation 2. We know that y is 5, so instead of writing back y, we write 5. Here, you see that? Now 2 5s 10. So what we have is x plus 10 equals 12. What plus 10 gives you 12? It's 2. 2 plus 10 is 12, so x must be 2. You see? We could also say that x equals, and we subtract 10 from both sides, 10 minus itself over here, and we have 12 minus 10 over here, so it is 2. So x is 2. Alright? X is 2. As we knew from up here that x is 2. Let me write. Alright. Now let's keep this as it is. The other thing I wanted to do, remember I said before that if you wanted, you could have said equation 1 minus equation 2 instead of equation 2 minus equation 1. Equation 1 minus equation 2. Alright? In fact, I'm not going to do that. Redo it. Try and do equation 1 minus equation 2. So that you're going to have 3y minus 4y and 19 minus 24. You will get some negative numbers and see if it works out. You're going to see if it works out. Alright? So, let's pause for now, and then we do another video later on with another example of simultaneous equation by elimination. Any questions, just place them in the comment section, and we'll address any questions that you have.